Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be game whatever. I'm sorry I don't have the games in order here, but I will put them in such an order that the ultimate winner ends up being the ultimate winner. I think Desert Oasis was either the, well, I won't say anything actually. I won't say anything, and then I'll just label them intentionally out of order, but in such a way that the actual winner ends up being the winner. 9 o'clock position, Redalert as the orange Terran. 12 o'clock location, we have Gurlpower as the blue Zerg, and Gurlpower herself is a Zerg player and is female. However, this is Winhouse playing on his girlfriend's account, and that is a lesson to you all. StarCraft 2 gets you a girlfriend. Just kidding. It's actually probably the opposite. Is if you're a girl and you play video games, you're almost guaranteed to have a super hot boyfriend, because you know StarCraft 2 players all super sexy and hot and stuff like that. Speaking of that, actually, if you are a female viewer and you are a video game player, any advice to get my wife into video games? I've tried Myst thus far, and I realized that a lot of the glory of Myst was kind of the beautiful visuals, and that's not really the case anymore, so that didn't really pan out so well, and additionally she just got kind of bored. I don't think she likes exploration very much. Also tried Ocarina of Time, but she got a little frustrated. The thing is, she's not very good with the eye-hand coordination, so she got a little frustrated with the little boulder chasing thing where she was trying to get the sword. Looks like we're seeing a gas opening once again from Gurlpower, oh, from Winhouse. Once again, I'm probably going to see a follow-up. Looks like Redalert is going to scout that. But anyway, yeah, she kind of panicked and didn't like that very much. I tried having her play Half-Life, but she had trouble even in the tutorial because, again, eye-hand coordination, this stuff. And I don't want to show her StarCraft because I want her to fall in love with StarCraft after she's kind of comfortable with games at large. So instead, you know, don't want to. I would be like, I don't even know you anymore. She's like, no, StarCraft, awful game, it's terrible. And I would weep probably and cry. Enough about that. But yeah, again, any female advice as to good games to show her. I know she doesn't like The Sims either, as far as video games go. So could use advice. Looks like we have the SCV Shuffle just hanging out, doing a little party here at the natural expansion. A couple Zerglings should come out as soon as that spawning pool is finished. And again, I love that gas first opening. Looks like we might see just one racks into expansion here. From Redalert, he's not showing any sort of movement towards building any sort of tech add-on here. I guess he still had a Marine producing, but going for a front door seal in the meantime, yeah, it looks like a second Marine. So I assume we're going to see one racks into expansion. Looks like 3 SCV just chilling on gas, mules dropping as well. And the SCV coming right back in. He's like, okay, what's going on here? Was that just that late? And in fact, was that late of a hatchery? And so going to come up, check things out, and probably back things off and maybe assume that we're seeing one base play. But now a couple Zerglings going to chase this SCV down. He's like, oh, wait a minute, now I saw the eggs, and now I should get out of there. So nice play there by Redalert. So getting good scouting information, as much scouting information as possible here. But it is possible that trying to run back up, but now fleeing once again. And I take it back, we're seeing a factory build, so probably going to see a Hellion Harass. There's that reactor that'll be switched off to get, and I don't like Hellion Harasses. Marines chasing that down. Hellion Harass is not that effective, in my opinion, on Lost Temple. I feel like even though siege tanks have been nerfed, still a good way to go heavy infantry siege tank Viking forward. And it looks like we're seeing one base play from Gurlpower. Still no Roach Warren, though. But yeah, no expansion in the natural here, and it looks like yeah, switch off the factory. Oh, go Zergling, go! No, don't turn around. He's gonna get in and check everything out. That was huge, beautiful timing by Winhouse. He's gonna run up. He's gonna see the fact that, hey, a Hellion Harass is coming my direction. He might be able to get a spot and see, hey, there's no second gas, so I know it's gonna be and speed boost coming in as well. Looks like he's gonna run up, get some harassment done, and I think, yeah, I gotta look at that second gas to see that, hey, there's nothing there. Second Zerg going to wander up to the corner here and provide a little bit of harassment, but he's going to be in a nice position to try to defend this. And it looks like we are, in fact, seeing straight to Spire. Wow. So one base Spire play here from Winhouse. We'll see how that pays off. And this actually could be very, very strong, because keep in mind here, no Marines being produced. Hellions do not attack air. And what it's going to come down to is Redalert just maybe, I don't know, getting a Thor out, and it looks like there's the expansion. And nice defense, and this is why I don't like the Hellions. Yes, you keep your opponent back, but you're not going to really able to push up and do any damage. And I think there's a Zergling threat right there. So Redalert didn't even push up to the natural expansion. What he really needs to do with these Hellions right now is check that natural expansion, make sure that there's something there, at least see creep. There, not seeing creep, he's got to assume that, hey, it's not building or it's very late. So now got to expect one base play, and let's see if he's going to react accordingly. He needs to start getting, yeah, so he's got a starport building. but maybe doesn't know that it's going to be air that he's going up against. So more Hellions pushing up. A lot of Zerglings just to block that front door. Let's see if the Queen gets out there. There is a Roach Warren now, but I almost wonder if that's for show, just in case these Hellions get up here. But perhaps we are going to see a Roach or two. Yeah, it looks like 3 Roaches actually to provide a little bit of padding defense against these Hellions, because Roaches do pretty well against Hellions, and once you block that front door, they, yeah, that's all you need. So, but we do have that Spire. I'm waiting for the Mutalisks to start pumping out. There's 3 Mutalisks, and those Mutalisks are going to be very difficult to cope with. For Redalert, it looks like he's going to build an engineering bay to get some turrets and armory, and probably switch this factory once these 2 Hellions are finished over to the barracks to try to time some Thor defense. But that front door is going to be very vulnerable. The thing with Mutalisks, they're very mobile, and if Winhouse can actually produce a couple troops and be aggressive, just preserve these troops versus these units. Now the Mutalisks out in the air, and these Hellions are like, whoops, turn around, whoop, 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 run away. I wish I could do that Zoidberg sound effect. It's kind of the sound effect I imagine that these Hellions were making, running right into a trap, getting boxed in, able to kill some Zerglings, but taking a lot of damage. It looks like there's only 3 left, well, 4 left, 3 of them heavily damaged, and wow, beautiful defense. Beautiful defense by Winhouse. Only looks like he's going to lose, well, I was going to say 0 Zerglings, zero drones, but ends up losing a drone as well. Turrets are being built, and that did provide a little bit of defensive time to start building that Thor, get a couple turrets up as well, but these Mutalisks are going to be able to run up, get some damage done, and at least force Redalert back into his base. Redalert is now pinned in. He's actually got a significant harvester count over Winhouse, though, and a significant economic advantage, but these Mutalisks should be able to do some damage. Oh, go after the factory first. Backing off. Looks like they're going to go after the reactor. Oh man, I wish they were going after the factory. To take out that Thor. But they're going to go reactor first. Let's see if they turn go factory. It looks like not going to happen though. Now it's almost all in stage though for Winhouse, because you can take a look at the harvester count. He's just going to have to produce nothing but attack troops and win from there. Zerglings running forward. Nice lift to the depot at the last second by Redalert. Now that Thor out, so we should be able to repel this attack. The Mutalisks not so healthy against the Thors plus the turrets, and it looks like SCV's off the line to do some group repair. And this is where Winhouse actually needs to back up with his army. Looks like he's taking a natural expansion in the meantime if you look at the minimap, but losing everything here, as well as a Viking crushing him as well. And now Winhouse actually sitting pretty. He's got a superior unit count. He's defended this attack. He's got a good amount of attack. He's almost in a 1-1-1 situation if he decides to plant something out. But it looks like he's going to go more factories, and this is, I like that transition. More factories and hopefully more Marauders is what we'll see. And it looks like we are seeing additional tech lab, and then you can just do slow push into the gold expansion, and it's really difficult to repel as a Zerg player, period, at that stage. Also going to comsat that natural expansion and see, hey, you're probably going to see, this is usually a stage where Zerg kind of goes, okay, let me pump a bunch of, either let me pump a bunch of harvesters to try to even things out, or let me pump a bunch of troops to try to crush. And really that comsat is what's revealing a ton of information right there. Thor going to annihilate these Mutalisks as they run up and try to provide some support. And that one Viking actually might even want to run up and finish that. And basically that gives the indication to Redalert, okay, should I build a lot more infrastructure, which it looks like he is in fact doing, and it looks like he's precautionarily going to be placing some bunkers, which he doesn't even need. But now he knows he's a little bit more safe, pumping up his infrastructure to kind of pump up troops to follow. Looks like he's got a couple idle, lazy SCVs here in the background, but doing a good job otherwise. And it looks like he's going to stick to a Thor kind of push. Now, I like that. Big, heavy, mechanized unit. You can still support it. You can mix it up, add some siege tanks. Having trouble with my verbiage, my language. Can't talk all of a sudden. More drones being pumped up, but it's going to be a while before Winhouse is really able to keep up economically. Nevertheless, not just because of the mineral count. It looks like it's a little higher right now, but mules should even that out. But also this gas additional capping, and honestly, he needs to get something done off 2 bases, because a Terran at these positions, they're going to start moving to the gold expansion unless you're trying to sneak something here at maybe the 6 o'clock location, try to play a distance game, more or less force your Terran opponent to go catty corner and leave their front door exposed. The thing is just a couple siege tanks, a couple Marauders with marine support, things like that can be very devastating in the front line. It looks like 2 factories, 2 barracks, and a starport with a tech lab now. And we'll see if a Raven or something along those lines is produced just for some spotting, or maybe even a Banshee. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what's with the tech lab there. I assume it's for Raven play. To follow this up, Mutalisks continuing to dash in, try to get some damage done. There is not a Thor in position. It looks like they are going to be able to do some pithy attack damage here and take out a tech lab, which isn't really all that annoying. It's going to do some annoyance, but it's not huge. I mean, that stops maybe a Marauder from being built and just delays that building just a little bit. is going to be able to do some harassment, and at the very least going to be able to pin back while the economy is being kind of vamped up. But now that you see those mules down, you see Winhouse taking a big leap in the mineral income, and still very strongly maintaining that gas lead is what it comes down to. And also with these heavy Thors coming out, it's really up to now Winhouse has to do something to just push up and deny that natural expansion. Once again, beautiful comset on to see the troops gathering, and unfortunately catching a lot of that army, having good impression that essentially what Winhouse is up to is going for a longer term, going to try to play an out macro game, and I don't think that's going to happen, particularly with Redalert with the scouting information. Actually even has a couple SCVs along the line. You can see the repair crew with this very heavy mech army. Should be able to walk out no problem, and with the units they have, and it looks like, yeah, this is going to be the plan. Take the 3 o'clock location, creep up the bottom right for some reason, but yeah, take that 3 o'clock location and just try to do some harassment with these mutalisks. Pin Winhouse back, but honestly the turrets provide enough kind of latent defense. But as soon as Redalert goes to take that gold expansion, shouldn't be too much trouble. And it actually might even just press up for a full-on attack right here. It would be kind of dicey, and it'll depend on micromanagement and also picking off those SCVs that are repairing the Thor. But it looks like, yeah, it's just going to be a full-on straight-up attack. Hellions, Thors, and Marauders with a couple of Vikings overhead, and it looks like the SCV is providing some nice bufferage against those Thors on the front line instead of providing any sort of repair room. But these 4 Thors just chewing through with support of these, wow, and that just wasn't even a contest right there. The power of the Terran mixed army just barreling through, and Winhouse has nothing for this, just going to get absolutely crushed. That 3 o'clock location is easily cleaned up after this, trying to pull the drones off the line to defend, but these Thors are just laughing at those drones, just ha ha ha, drones, are you kidding me? I eat drones for lunch after I run out and kill them at a base. It's difficult to eat lunch for Thors, which is why they have to move out so often to, you know, boil them and things like that. But yeah, easy victory it looks like for Redalert after the beautiful defense earlier. Crushing things left and right. I expect a GG as soon as this hatchery is taken care of. Actually a little bit of delay on the GG. Still trying to defend with the 4 roaches, but 4 roaches versus 5 Thors, you do the math. Oh, that queen will make the difference. Not. There's GG. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Moving on to game 3, which I will not say whether it was the actual game 3 or not. So, and hopefully, this is definitely game 2 though. Definitely game 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for listening.